Hey folks, this is the Broken Jake Davis, and today I would like to present to you a picture show Soapbox. If you guys didn't catch my previous installment of this segment, this isn't going to be a review or a countdown. It's just going to be just kind of me ranting about a subject, and what I wanted to talk about today was Ben Affleck as Batman. Sometime over the last few weeks, and I'm a little bit late on this story, but they haven't recast Batman yet, so it's still the relevant Batman story. Ben Affleck, I guess in January, officially announced that he is stepping down from the role of the Batman, the Dark Knight, the Cape Crusader. That's a different comic. But I guess, I believe the exact quote was that I couldn't crack it, is what he said. I just wanted to go back and talk about his work in the role. First, a little catch up. In 2014, sorry, I hate saying 2014. It's weird to me. You never hear people talk about 1926. You know what I mean? Why always say 2000? It's odd. It's just so odd. Anyhow, in 2014, at Comic-Con, at least I think it was 2014. It may have been it was 2014. Yeah. It was announced that Ben Affleck was going to play Batman in a sequel to Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, which I will say again is my favorite superhero movie. One day I'll do a retro review for that, I'm sure. Anyhow, this announcement was met with just an insane amount of criticism and negativity. Now, mainly this has a lot to do with Affleck's younger days. You guys understand. See, in 2014, Affleck was on a roll, directing films like Gone Baby Gone, The Town, Argo, excellent thrillers, all three of them. Especially Gone Baby Gone. And as soon as he was announced as Batman, a lot of people not only took that as kind of a step back in his career, but at the same time were instantly reminded of his previous ventures into action films. Daredevil made money. It got good reviews when it came out. People don't want to admit that or remember that, but that happened. I was never a fan of the film. I thought it was a disappointment. But I never actually criticized Ben. I thought Ben did a good job. I thought Michael Clark Duncan did a good job. I thought Colin Farrell did a good job. I really thought the whole misstep in that movie was, it felt like it was more of a prologue for an Elektra movie than an actual Daredevil film. And talk about just blowing your load on a movie, man. Just like, God. It's almost like they threw as much into the first movie as they possibly could, ran right past Matt Murdock's origin, just so they could, get past this and get to what they really wanted to do, which was Elektra, which was, whoa, if you've never seen that, do not watch that movie. It's bad for you. May possibly cause cancer. Anyhow, so Ben Affleck is Batman, and even though a lot of the fanboys hit the roof, or hit their shit, whatever you want to say, my thought process went, Ben Affleck as Batman, that sounds perfect. I mean, I instantly could see him in the suit. I could instantly see him as Bruce Wayne. Now, I thought it was really weird that replacing Christian Bale, new Batman, is older than old Batman. That was fucking weird. But Zack Snyder had this vision, had this approach. And to be 100% honest, I wasn't on board with it. I thought doing a film version of The Dark Knight Returns that is an introduction of Batman as well as a prelude to a Justice League movie, it was just baffling. It was stupid, really. Batman versus Superman was not the way to go. Not to get too geeky on you, but there was a Bruce Timm's Batman Superman Justice League series that he did in the 90s and early 2000s did a much better approach to the Batman Superman. They did an episode. It was a 3-part episode of Superman that was called World's Finest. Brings in the Joker, brings in Batman, and ties it all in. It was really, really well done. And I first time I saw it, it was broadcast as a film on Cartoon Network when I was like 12 or 13 years old. And I was like, whoa, this is great. This should be the movie. But they didn't do that. And what was even more stupid is that they had cast Jared Leto for Suicide Squad. That was the same year that was going to come out as Dawn of Justice. So we have a Joker, but he's not in World's Finest, but he's going to be kind of wasted in Suicide Squad too, even though I liked Jared Leto's Joker, even though I do agree with the criticisms. So to get back to Batfleck, all this negativity, the movie comes out, and Affleck blew everyone away, man. He just blew people the fuck away. He was, in my opinion, the best performance as Batman we had ever seen on the big screen. He was the entitled, douchey fop, rich guy that, as Bruce Wayne, compare him to anyone you want, a Trump, a JFK Jr., this kind of schmuckish rich guy. People just, people let him walk on him because they're rich, kind of thing. You got that out of his Batman, which, yes, Bale did a very good job of that, too. But it almost seemed more natural with Affleck. And then there was the stuff in the suit. Wow, maybe the best, most, what's the word I'm looking for? Mobile bat suit we had seen yet. And, man, just an amazing performance. I really love. He was the first guy since Michael Keaton to really address Batman's madness. Bruce Wayne is crazy. He's a crazy person, and except for those two actors, no one's ever really gone into that. I mean, not even scratched on it as far as the live action goes. By the way, I got another one of these on. I went to the doctor again. I got a smaller cast because swelling was causing. Swelling went down, my foot shrunk, and the cast was literally sliding up and down on my fucking foot, so I had to get a different cast. I haven't been wearing this thing for a fucking week. Don't think I'm like that. Anyhow, Dawn of Justice came out, and I loved it. It was not well received by critics, audiences. It lost a lot of money. I mean, it should have made more money. The fact that any superhero movie outgrossed it that year was a shame. Now, Dawn of Justice, like I said, I thought it was a good movie, but I think its biggest problem was clutter and editing. They shot a 3-hour movie. That's a 3-hour movie, and 20 minutes cut out of the film. It almost seemed like the 20 minutes were utterly random. So we have story, we have character, all this kind of shit. How did Lex Luthor find out Batman and Clark Kent's super identities? How do you find that shit out? It's never explained. Just so much shit's not explained. Why is everybody mad at Superman in the first place? I mean, because they're not mad about the shit that happened in Metropolis. That's what Batman's pissed about. Everyone else is pissed about the shit that happened with Lois Lane. See, I haven't seen the extended version because I think it's fucked up. I shouldn't have to buy 2 copies of the same movie just to figure out what the fuck's going on. So Batman versus Superman, Eisenberg, a lot of people don't like Eisenberg, and I thought, at the very least, you gotta give the guy credit for trying to make the role his own. Wow, this has gone long already. So we get into the Suicide Squad, which was really cool. He had his cameo. I think it was an uncredited cameo, which was even awesome. At least probably credit in there. And then with Justice League, which suffered all the same problems Dawn of Justice did. It had just too many cooks, too much last-minute editing. The reshoots were so bad and stick out like a sore thumb. But Justice League is still a movie I love very, very much. I think it's a very, very fun movie, very watchable movie, very fast-paced. And then that's what we got with Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck was officially the Batman for 5 years, but appeared in 3 movies that were released over the course of a little over a year and a half. And I think we're going to miss him. Already the dread setting in. Who's going to be the next Batman? Oh, God, what are they going to do with him now? But I think the smartest thing for the DCEU, or for Warner Brothers, you should say the DCEU, like it's really anything like the MCU is right now. You know what I mean? It's not this independent production company that are making billion-dollar movies. It's typical Warner Brother stuff. But whatever Jack Warner wants to do with the DC movies next, I think it would be smarter to not worry about bringing Batman and Superman back just yet. With the huge success of both Wonder Woman and even more so with Aquaman box office wise, and with all the positive hype going into Shazam, I think they'd be smarter just to focus on the untapped characters. You know, get that get that Atom man, get the Atom going. Get even more importantly, Blue Beetle. I'd love to see a Blue Beetle movie, man. Another one, Justice Society of America, man. They should consider doing that. The Sandman could be a cool character, but there's all kinds of cool stuff they could do. The Spectre. But yeah, I hope they just focus on the untapped instead of just bringing back, instead of looking for the 9th guy to play Batman, which is what it would literally be at this point. Oh, I didn't even mention, I had to talk about the warehouse scene and the Martha stuff. Now, I always thought it would be interesting to do something with the fact that their mothers had the same name. I actually had a dream about it. I can go into that. I had a dream about a scene when I was younger, and making this big dramatic thing, and guys have written essays about this shit, so I don't want to go on into it too much. But what all comes down to me is Bruce Wayne. What happened in Metropolis, in Dawn of Justice, it was Bruce Wayne finally snapping. He lost his mind. That's why he's torturing. That's why he's murdering. That's why he's not really taking care of himself, you know? He's planning on murdering a man, murdering a superhero. And when in Clark Kent's Superman's dying breath, he's just asking Batman, please, at least save my mother. Which is real weird. Why would he use his mother's first name just to get that piece of information out there? But, yeah, it humanizes Clark to Batman, and he realizes he's fucking lost his mind. So by the time we get to the warehouse scene, not only is it like the most exciting, thrilling, most badass action scene we've ever seen Batman in a movie ever, bar none, by far. I mean, there's a distant second. It's got that emotional edge to it now because this is Batman's redemption. He doesn't just he's not just saving Martha as, because he's Batman and he saves people, but because he's saving his soul. He's making it up to Superman. It's a powerful, emotional scene, and for my money, it's one of the best action scenes in comic book movie history. And yeah, I can't talk enough about the warehouse scene. I mean, if you don't like Dawn of Justice, at least admit to me that you love that scene. So this went long. This is something I really wanted to talk about. I thought Ben Affleck was absolutely great, unappreciated, and people were so quick to rip on him before they even gave him a chance in the role. Whoever plays Batman next, I wish him the best. I hope they're terrific, and I hope they stay with this approach to Bruce Wayne as this violent, resourceful, relentless son of a bitch. I like what they're doing with Batman in these cohesive in the Man of Steel series. So, hope y'all like this. Hope y'all enjoy this. Hope you come back from a net soapbox. And as far as my wrestling thing, I said I might do a wrestling channel. I really don't know if I want to put that on my Jake on the Fly things. This might just be something I do for Facebook, for my Facebook friends. But I am definitely, once the event goes down, or maybe even leading into the event, might do it back, before and after thing. I'm going to definitely do something for WrestleMania 35. So I'm going to talk about that. And I also I wanted to do a follow-up video for the Oscars, but I didn't. I was hurt. I was out of it. I didn't get a chance. So I'm just going to run down the quick numbers, statistics I found out for you guys. Green Book is only the 5th film to win Best Picture without getting a Best Director nomination. I thought that was interesting. Black Panther and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse become the 10th and 11th, respectively, comic book adaptations to win Academy Awards. Rami Malek becomes, as Freddie Mercury, becomes the 29th time a guy has won Best Actor for playing a real dude. Regina King becomes the 16th black person to win an Oscar for acting, and Mahershala Ali becomes only the 2nd guy to win a black person to win 2 Oscars for acting. And I thought, I liked all those statistics, were interesting to me. And Roma becomes a first Best Picture nominee that didn't get a theatrical release. Go figure. Which is really weird to me, because Netflix did not theatrically release Roma, but they did Isn't It Romantic? Go figure. Anyhow, I talked for a long time. I hope y'all like this, and I really hope you watched. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.